Hey, Kenny. Hang on, guys. Let me adjust everything. Mm-mm. Come on, autofocus. Let's zoom in. Hang on. Need something for it to focus on better. Hang on, guys. Okay, now I can say hi to everybody. Galena, Barbara, Wee Hootie. Hey, Julie Topaz, Leonie, G. Can y'all hear me okay? Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. Hey, Kat, Rose. Hey, Pacola. Pacola, did you get your card yet? Linda, Susan, Darla, Shara, Karen. You can hear me okay? Thanks, guys. Hey, there's Terry. Terry Lynn won't be here today. She's not feeling good, she said. So she's Julie and Terry here. Good, she said. So she's Julie and Terry here till we get. I don't know. Janet might be off shopping today. I don't know. She might be shopping today. Where's my soundboard? I was hoping she'd be here because I wanted to show her something. But if she's not, I'll show her later. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's the volume. Okay. Good morning, Terry. Hey, Kenny. Yeah, but I'm not going to do pans right now anyway. I'm going to show you what I already did so that I can work now with some colored pencil. Because, usually we don't have time to do both. We can either do the base with the pans or we can do the pencil detailing. There's usually, 3 to 4 hours is not enough to do both. You're welcome, Terry. Hey, Melody. I'm well. Hope you are too. Hope you got some sleep or you're getting ready to get some sleep. I hope, girl. Girl, you better get you some sleep. Hi, the two Kims. Hey, Nick. I'm sure I'm missing some people. If y'all see Janet, let me know. I have something to show her. Okay, so Kenny, first off, Kenny, this came yesterday, Kenny. She's trying to get me ready for Inktober. Look what she sent me. She sent me some Faber-Castell Pitt pens. They're waterproof. Hey, Jean. Okay, Jean, you're getting ready to go to breakfast with your BFF. Have fun. Do I sound too loud, guys? I don't want to sound too loud either. So, yeah, I don't want to sound too loud, but, it's hard to tell. So Kenny sent me these. Thanks, Jean. For Inktober. I don't think I've ever bought the full pack. I've bought, ones here and there. I think I might have bought at one time the 3-pack, the extra small, the small, and the fine. But I don't think I've ever had the full pack. Oh, that was so sweet of you, Kenny. Thank you. So we're going to pull all these out and do some little, thanks, Donna. We're going to do some little sketchy doodles with them just to test them out. Thanks, guys. So thank you, Kenny. This will be coming very handy with the Inktober. And these say new. So there's an SC, an SB, and a 1.5. So we're going to, this one looks like a calligraphy. This one looks like a long brush pen. There's the regular one. This looks like a longer brush pen. And this is a bullet tip. So they have some new ones. I've never seen any of those. So these first 3 I've used before, but I don't think I've ever used any of those. Thanks. And hey, Julie Topaz. So we're going to test these out today too. So thank you so much, Kenny. So, and then Hubster. Yes, Hubster's one of those rare people that still takes the newspaper. So he showed me this Garfield cartoon. Y'all probably won't be able to see it, but I'll read it to you. You are watching the Drying Paint Network. Okay, let's give it a touch. Still a little wet. Oh, come on. The Drying Paint Network. We always say we'll watch paint dry around here. So I had to cut that out. I'll have to put this in one of my journals. I know, Terry, right? Hey, Kathy. The Drying, and just the way I read it, you are watching the Drying Paint Network. Okay, let's give it a touch. Still a little wet. I love that. So anyway, I don't read the paper, and he even reads the comics. So when he finds good comics, either for me or the grands or whatever, I cut them out and save them for them, So, hey, Star. So anyway, hey, Kate, anybody else I missed? Don't forget, guys, especially if you're new, if you're talking to me, put it in caps. So I know you're talking to me. I won't think you're yelling at me if you put it in caps. So, yeah. Thank you, Pacola. And give me a thumbs up and the bell, because the bell will give you notifications of when I stream, especially if I stream on an impromptu like a Friday. We have watched paint. Oh, yes, we have. We have watched paint dry for years. Julie, right? Oh my gosh. So anyway, there's Janet. Janet, wait. Let me take a sip of coffee here. Janet and I were talking. I'm not going to say too much, Janet, but Janet and I were talking on the phone the other day, and she's clutch your pearls for a minute, Janet. Clutch your pearls. So we were talking about how our men are either, really neat in some areas or real. Now, y'all have to remember, Hubster's retired military, and we were talking about, their laundry and folding. And I told Janet, I said, Janet, Hubster folds everything like he's still in the military. Janet says, I can tell you're going to be evil already. I had to show you this. This was sitting on his dresser this morning another one, but this was sitting on his dresser before he went to go get in the shower, Janet. This is how he folds every pair of socks. He folds them himself. I do not fold his laundry. He folds his own laundry. This is his pair of socks. All his socks are like this in his sock drawer. I had to share. I told Hubster I was going to share. I said, I'm going to show Janet and all the girls this. He goes, I don't care. So anyway, Janet, I could not wait to show you. At first he goes, well, just take a picture and show Janet. I went, I'm showing everybody. I'm going to show everybody how you fold your socks. Yes, you and Buddy are twins. So anyway, Janet, I thought you would get a big kick out of that. Yeah, 3D is way better, Terry. So anyway, guys, after decades of military is brave. I know, right, Kitty? It is. And same thing for, I was telling Janet, I'll just put, I'd rinse off my dishes, throw them in the dishwasher. Oh, no. You don't do that around here. You go in and you line those babies up like little soldiers. And Janet goes, well, what's wrong with that? I went, Janet, you and Bud. My eyes are watering now. You too, I tell you. Okay, so a couple things. If some of my mom, I don't know, Janet, I don't know if you're going to be here, if you have to go off today or you're going to be here today, but a couple of my moms will have to help me herd cats because we're going to give away this book today. We're going to give this away today. Kenny sent us 2 copies of Mythographic. And so I think that, let's make sure this one's mine, I think. Yeah, this one's mine. I have a copy. I have an uncolored in copy sitting over there for the giveaway. You should tell him you showed us his shorts too. He wouldn't care. I'm telling you, he wouldn't. I guess we just don't get too embarrassed around this house. As long as nobody in the family goes, "Hey, Leroy, watch this," because you know danger's coming then. Okay. All right, Janet. Just checking because I didn't want yeah, okay. I didn't want to have to be the one herding cats alone. But Terry and, well, Jean's getting ready to go off with her BFF. Lynn's not feeling well. So Terry, Picola, Janet, and Julie are here. So, yeah. So we're going to give this away after a while. We'll wait till about 10 because I like to make sure everybody's here. So about another hour, an hour and a half or so, we'll give it away. And so I did start coloring in it, just as a start here. I haven't done any further than this. And I was using color pencil, blue color pencil on the cat. And these were my water brushes from the water brushes that Anne sent me. I think that's what we used on that. We did a little test last week. Okay, so what I got going on here, I wanted to have something base coated or base colored so that we could go in with some color pencil. So I've set out all the colors here so you could see them. And then I pulled the pencils. There's no pencil on this yet. This is all just pan pastel. So anyone can help Galena. What's wrong? What does Galena need help with? Well, it wasn't in caps, so I guess she wasn't asking me. Oh, Phil, thank you, Shara. Thank you. I forgot it was Wednesday. I really did. It's hump day, people. Mike. So there's Phil. Yeah, thank you, Shara, for reminding me about Phil. If she could help herding cats. So we're good. Okay, so I went ahead and did the pan pastel. This is all done with just pan pastel, no pencil. Hey, Purdy. Hey, Jen. Good to see you. Natalie. Oh, well, congratulations on your new granddaughter, Natalie. Congratulations. I think I saw a picture on Facebook. I think it was Facebook. Hey, Button. Who else am I missing? Trisha. Welcome from SoCal. That's where my other daughter lives. She lives in LA. Dee, you are too much of an enabler. Pan pastels are now on your wish list. I know, Kim, but I'm telling you, nothing blends like these babies. They just, if you want full, look at all this background here. That's all done with them. It's all done with pan pastel. Every bit of this is pan pastel. There's no pencil, nothing else on here yet. Yeah, congratulations, Natalie. Hey, DeMonte. I'm sure I'm missing some people. Thanks for stopping in. Rinlish. Hi, Rinlish. Low all. Hey, T. Remember, guys, put it in caps if you're talking to me. All right, so I did a base coat of all pan pastels. Now I'm going to move these. Oh, let me tell you the colors I used here. So I've used orange shade, orange extra dark. You wouldn't think that was the same color, but that's with, black in it. Then I used turquoise and turquoise shade. And Hansa yellow extra dark and Hansa yellow shade. So those are the greens that I used. So those are the colors. Now I think I am going to go ahead and put them away. I've already base coated this and I've sprayed it. So it's been fixatived. So let me go ahead and put these back in here real quick, because you don't want to scratch them up and stuff, you know, and they're not cheap, you know. They're about the same as a Copic marker, each color. So you want to keep them in their little protective cases, or you know, some people like to put the lids on them. You can buy some, you know, if you buy them individually, they come with the lid on them, and you can stack them. But the thing about stacking them, you can't see the colors. I guess you could stack them according to, like, you know, 4 in a stack if you wanted, so that you could know what is in each stack. But I just like to see them. I like to see what colors I can choose, right? Uh-oh, there went my little comic. I just bought my coffee. Hang on, guys. Let me get a paper towel. I bumped the table and my coffee bumped. Hang on. It's easy to do when you have it right next to you. All right. All right. There's my little notes there. Okay, so what I thought we would do is do some extra shading. Hey, Loretta. Who else am I missing? Hey, Suze. So let's zoom in a little. And we're going to do some shading with pencil. All right, so those are the colors that I used for the background. Phoenix, I would start with a skin set. I think there's a portrait set and there's a skin set. I think that's what they're called. Skin colors and portrait. I'd start with one of those, because for me, the best thing about the pan pastels is being able to blend skin really easily. Hey, Joycey. I'm sure I'm missing some people. Okay, I'm drinking coffee, but I might have to go get some cold juice. I should just remember to bring cold juice and coffee, because my voice seems okay till I start streaming and then talk, and yeah. You're welcome. Okay, so I picked some colors to do some shading with. I think I'm going to leave the background. What I did with the background is I put down the green and the yellows in the back and then the blues down here. And I just went over all the white dots. I went over all the stars. Rather than trying to pan pastel around each one, I just went over the whole thing. Then I took my electric and went in there and erased them out. Now, I've already sprayed this, so there's no taking anything else off. And then I went in there with my electric eraser over every dot and every star and whited out. That's the other benefit of pan pastels, is the erasability factor. So I went in and erased all the places that I wanted white, okay? So again, that's all that's on here. There's no pencil here yet or anything. Let me see, I got to move this down just a little, because I got to bring this a little closer to me. Got to bring this a little closer to my body. It's too far away. There we go. Thanks, Rosa. Okay, so now I want to start adding detail. I'm going to leave the background as it is. I just like the way that looks, just kind of a muted kind of background like that. And hey, Joycey, what is that eraser? Okay, well, you can get two different kinds. This one is the AF-Matte. You can get this off of Amazon, and it comes with 2 different tips. Now, I took the tip out of this one. It has a plastic tip because I was looking for my tiny erasers, and they're in my little bag that this came in. This comes in a little pencil bag. I can't find it. It's here somewhere. So I can't replace this, the tiny eraser that came with this one. See, these just pull out. These are interchangeable, by the way. So if you take this one will fit in here. They'll fit in they're interchangeable, the little tips. But there's a plastic coupling for a tinier eraser, one that is very pointy and tiny, tinier than this. And so I have to find my eraser bag, my little bag of erasers. But anyway, this one's AFMAT. You can get this on Amazon, and it comes in a bag with all the erasers and two different couplings for the two different size erasers. And this is the Derwent. You can get this at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, anywhere. And, really either one. Thanks, Terry, for putting in the link. All right, so that's what I did here is I erased all that out. Then I had a piece of yellow sitting on there. Pastel. From when I showed you all the colors. So let's get that off my hands. So now I'm going to go in here and shade with pencil, because usually we don't have time to do. The bag's the best part. I know it is, Kat. The bag is the best part. Well, it's one of the best parts. I love the erasers. But all my extra tips and eraser tips are in that bag. And I looked and looked. I cannot find that bag. It's probably in a box. That's why I like things out. If I put something away in a drawer or a box, I can't, I don't know. I don't know what. It's not in this one. I have all these different boxes and things to store stuff in, but I don't know where I put that bag with the extra eraser. So I've got to dig around. Hi, Sam. Hiya. Thanks. When you give out. Okay, Sammy. Thanks for stopping in. Hi, Vicky. Anybody else I'm missing? Yeah. Hiya. That's Sammy's intro to people coming in. So I got everything base coated, and now I want to go in with my color pencils. We usually don't have time to do both. Oh, by the way, this book right here is the Pop Manga Mermaids. Okay, Camilla Del Recco. I'm not sure how you say her last name, but yeah. And we've done a couple things in this book. This one I'm still working on. This double page spread of the seals. Let me put that up there because they're rolling. And then I did finish this one here. That one's done. It's a little flashed out, but I think let me tilt it. There we go. Tilt it a little bit. Finish that one. I think that's all we've done in this. Oh, no, this is the one Denise is working on. When Denise stopped by that day, this was Denise's page. Okay, and she was just using Prismacolors. Remember, she said, you just gave me, hang on, guys, let me pull this a little closer to me. There we go. When Denise was here and I gave her, my pencils just out of here, my Prismacolors that are in my silverware trays like this. And then she saw that I had, and that's what she was using to color her page. And then somebody mentioned Polly's or something. I forget, it was Polly's, Holbe's, I forgot. And I said, well, do you want to use my Holbe's? She goes, oh my gosh, you've been holding out on me. You're making me use the crap pencils. And I said, no, they're not the crap pencils. I love my Prismacolors. So anyway, she thought that was a big laugh when she was here. Yeah, that's what she thought. She looked at these, she thought these were the crap pencil. Oh, and these are my favorites. What are you talking about? Oh, there's my Kuma sharpener. I was wondering where that thing went. I just have all different erasers, but anyway. These are my, starting to be the nubs here. But anyway, so I have 2 trays of silverware. That's the perfect thing. I'm telling you, if you want something easily to store your pencils in, put them in silverware trays. That's perfect. See, these are my portrait flesh tones mostly. And then And then these I have by the purple, pinks and purples, red, yellow, oranges, greens. See, they get mixed up because I just, constantly shuffling them around. I just throw them in there. Blues, and then just different little extra stuff, some blenders and stuff like that in there. And then over here is all my, flesh colors that I use for portraits. Denise had to use hand-me-down pencils. Yeah, that's what she was thinking, right? Okay, so the pencils that I picked out, and again, guys, when I'm doing these, I go for the least amount of pencils, the least amount of colors, the least amount of pan pastels. I try to see try to do the most with the least colors. And that way it stays very cohesive. I don't, unless it's a flower garden or like, let me show you an example of one. Here's an example in the Minuet de Bonheur. Don't laugh. I know I can't say it right. So Sammy said it once right. And I said, I got to remember how Sammy said it. But yeah. So if you look at like this one. So this one's got lots of different colors in it. So unless you're doing something like this, it has a garden scene and clothes and all different kind of flowers. And I did the bunnies, a brown one, a gray one, a black one, and a white one, and all the little leaves and flower pots. There's a lot of colors going on in this. And yes, this page has already been fixed, Melody. Yes. And thanks for reminding me to say that again. Yeah, it has already been sprayed with Fix-A-Tip. And so this is all done with color pencils. I think that's all Prisma, if I remember. I should write those things down, but I just don't. So if you're doing something like this, you're going to have a lot of colors. Okay. Let's see, I got another one here. Here's another one with a lot of colors. The owls. So there's a lot of colors going on. But if you're not doing a nature scene, a garden scene, or something like that, then I like to keep it with as few colors as possible because it makes it stay consistent and cohesive is the word I'm looking for. It makes it cohesive. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm glad Terry's here. I hope her shoulder. She overdoes. Okay, let's see. I got to move this over here. That means I got to move the camera over a little. Let me unclip it a little. My whole system here is done with tape, yardstick, big clothespins. Oh, so happy I'm going to color with you. Oh, good. You haven't colored in weeks? Norma, why not? Why haven't you? Yeah, she's actually turning it into an octopus. Kind of like this one, Joycey, this one here. And I did color this. I did make a copy of this one here. Olga sent me the pan pastels. Art Mingle. So I copied this picture out of the book and let me find it on Instagram. And I did send her an original. Well, it's a copy of this, but I did it for her at a finished one. And let me see here. If I can find it here it is. So turn the light down so it shows up. So this is the one I did with her turning into the octopus. See the little face features there. So that I did do that. I did do that one with that technique. Very busy putting items in Etsy. Norma, put your Etsy shop link in there. Put your Etsy shop, Norma. Let's see. This is one of Norma's bracelets here. She does all kinds of jewelry, and she does awesome cards. Yeah. So anyway, what I'm going to do, kind of like that with her, but just a little bit different feature. I'm using my daughter's pencils from all her school days 15 plus years ago. Those are what you'd call crap pencils. Okay, Jeannie. I still have some of Boo's, although I always try to get Boo and Cam when they were in using pencils in school, Prismacolor, because I know how much better you can do with Prisma than just, Rose Art or whatever, right? And I know I told y'all this story before, but when Boo was I think she was in preschool. I think she was like 4. She might have been 4 in preschool. And what they do in preschool usually, I don't know about everywhere, but what they usually do is they give the parents a list of supplies, and then the teacher takes all the supplies up. So every kid brings their pencils, their glue, their boxes of Kleenex, and the teacher takes them all up, puts them in a cabinet, and then doles them out as needed, right? For a lot of things. Well, when Boo, they were doing a project in school, and a couple of different times she's done this. They handed out Elmer's school glue paste or something. And she looked at that, and because our teacher, I guess, told either me or Denise, this is so many years ago, I don't remember exactly how we found which teacher told us. But she looked at that Elmer's paste, and she said, "What's this?" And the teacher said, "It's glue." She goes, well, she didn't have it with her, but in her hand, but I'm going to show it to you. She goes, "Where's my Eileen's tacky? Where's my Eileen's tacky glue?" Because she'd grown up using tacky glue, not school paste, And the same thing when they handed out the little scissors, the little, I call them toy scissors, the little scissors with the rounded edges, they're not pointy, and she got those, and she got those. She was, "Where's my Timmy? Where's my Timmy scissors?" She grew up using these. She grew up using real scissors, so it was kind of funny. Anyway, so when Denise called my pencils crap pencils, yeah, no points on them, Terry. Okay, so let's get on to the colors that I picked here based on, I picked my pencil colors based on what I'd already done. What I'd already done here on the with the pen pastels. Hey, Ed. Yeah, welcome, Ed. Ed was messaging me, asking me, "Where's your channel? How do I find your channel?" So welcome, Ed. I'm glad you found us. Used to eat the school glue. I cannot lie. The cat. I always like the smells. I like the smell of new books, new magazines, school supplies. I was always very olfactory. Is that the right word? Olfact, scent. But now I can't stand the smell of like men's cologne or very few perfumes. I don't like scented spray things, that you spray your house, or those plug-ins with has to be fruity. For me, it has to be fruity, not florally. I hate the smells of flowers. That's just me. Yeah, sniffing. Well, I didn't sniff markers, but I always love the smell of a new box of Crayola. Okay, I know. I got to pull out my. Hang on. let me do have it. Hang on. Okay, so y'all know I have boxes of Crayola. These are just made for sniffing. Although I have used them, I did break down and use them a couple of times. But this box of Crayolas is just for sniffing. Here, take a whiff. Okay. And so sister woman Jonna, when she saw that, she sent me one of these. A travel emergency crayon sniff box. So if you're ever on the road and you need a sniff, everybody needs a box just for sniffing. A traveling sniff box. Oh my gosh. They smell so yummy. I could just sit here and just whiff these all day long. All right, let me throw these back in the drawer. Okay, so So everybody has to have that. You're all weird. You found my people. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm using black and white. I have black and white here, and especially for the eyes. Y'all know that most color books, and I like it that way, most color books that have any kind of grayscale line art is not pure black. And you kind of want it that way so that when you do any kind of blending or shading, you don't have to fight against harsh black lines. But that being said, the pupils and the things around the eyes are kind of washed out looking. So you need to go back over the pupils, the highlights. So I will use like Posca pen for the highlights. I will use, and where's my Sharpie? Okay, I lost my Sharp. Where's my pencil bag? Here it is. Sharpie pen. Sharpie pens for pupils. Or you can just use a real sharp pencil. And I usually use a combination of both. So that's my blacks and whites. Black and white pencil, a black Sharpie pen, not a marker, because the markers can go through. The Sharpie pens do not go through. And I need to test that with the set Kenny made. We'll do a test with Kenny's pens here. Because this if these don't go through, these would be awesome too, because these are waterproof. Faber-Castell Pitt pens. So we'll test these to see if they go through. If they don't go through, then they'd be perfect for using on details too. Then I have, for the blues, I got aquamarine and light aqua. So those are the two blue, the turquoisey colors that you got that, to correspond with those colors. Then I have Scarlet Lake, which to me is really a dark orange. Okay. I don't know that I'll use this yet, but I got that out. And then orange, I think that's just plain orange. Yellow ochre, a sienna. It's burnt ochre. There's burnt ochre, burnt sienna. They're a sienna color. I never care which one I pick up. A sienna, burnt ochre, one of those. And then a dark brown. So those are the colors that I have that I'm going to try to stick with. All right, so let's go ahead and open the set here. Kenny, thank you so much. Let's bust this baby open. Y'all know I never keep anything in the packaging. So what I'll do with these is I will end up bundling them with a rubber band. That's how I keep everything. I keep all my pens, pencils. I bundle them with rubber bands because that way I just have them all right there. Hey, Susan. I do have my Poscas in a case, my real washes there in a case. But for the most part, things that I use all the time, here's my pencils right here in front of me on my build. See, I have them all bundled up right here in different, bundles. They're right there on my foam core build. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a test of each one. Now I will take this out so that I can, let's see. Oh, that's built in. That's printed on the plastic. All right, so I'll set it right there so we can do a test. All right, so I'm going to test in this color book. And remember, guys, whenever you didn't see this earlier, but if you don't like them, don't email me. Oh, Kenny, I've used the Faber-Castell Pitt pens before. I don't use the color ones. I did buy a couple of sets of the color ones when Hobby Lobby had their clearance because these aren't cheap. I mean, I'm just going to say, I've used the black ones. I've used XS, extra small, small, and fine. I've used those three before, maybe a medium, and I have used the brush. But these are all new ones here. I don't even know what they stand for. SC, SB, and 1.5. Well, that's just the size. But that's like a bullet tip. So we're going to test them all. But I want to see if they're going to go through the color book page. I love me some pens for drawing, for inking. They're great for inking. Like I said, I had bought some of the brush pens, the bees, The brush pens come in every color. I mean, they come in, you can buy a box set for like 90 something colors or something, but I never really use them. Cam, before he discovered Copics, used to use the colors, the skin tones, the brush, all the brush pens. There's manga sets. There's all kinds of sets of the Faber-Castell brush pens. And you can buy them in wet colorways, a blue set, a pink set. There's all kinds of sets you can buy. Well, Hobby Lobby had a bunch of sets on clearance. I think they were normally $12.99, $12.99, something like that, for like 5. Anyway, there were sets of them on clearance for like $3. So I bought about 5 different sets just because they were $3. Well, I ended up giving them all to Cam because he will use them. He won't let them dry out. He'll use them. But the black ones I've used quite often. I don't have any currently. I might have a black brush pen up on my shelf somewhere. I might have and I have one of the big fat ones. I have one of these. I have the big brush. I have one of these, but I've just used them all up, so I don't have any of these. So Kenny, I love them, especially for Inktober. Now, what I want to do for the color book, though, is I'm going to, let's just get the small one here, the small one, and I want to test to see if it goes through on a color book page, like the Sharpie pen does not. And you always want to test your materials on a back page or a test page. Like here, we've done some tests here with different things. You want to test them because every color book page is going to be different. Every color book, paper weight, and they're all going to be different. So you want to test them before you do anything. Let's see, that one if it goes through, I don't want to go through there. Let's see, I want to find a place where I don't care if it goes through. I might want to color this. Let's test it on this. I probably won't color that. So I want to test it here. All right, so I'm going to use the S, the small, and let's just color in one of these little dots here, like it's a pupil. Okay, let's see if it goes through. Nope, it's not going through. So this is the S. So this is the Pitt Pen S. Just if we ever want to show it again, because I have a tendency to show things over and over. So it does not go through on this paper. Okay. Hey, Lisa. Anybody else I miss? I see a Loretta, Jillian. Anybody popping in if you're new? Make sure if you talk to me, put it in caps. And I still can't guarantee I'll see you, but I'll more likely see you if you put it in caps than not. Hey, crafty as Shaq, Jude. Crafty ass. That's cute. I just get a kick out of people's names. So the Pitt pen does not go through on here. So we can, use it on her pupils. Hey, Rick. Anybody else coming in? Yeah. Norma, put your link in. I see Pacola's asking what her name is on Etsy. Put your link in, Norma, if you want to your Etsy shop. Karen's Colorful Escape. That's okay. Lurk away, girl. Lurk away. We don't mind lurkers. Okay, so I'm going to darken her pupil here. Now, one of the things about Camilla's books, her pupil, she does them very sketchy-like. Let me see if I can find another one here. Her pupils are very, she kind of leaves them nondescript, so you can kind of do your highlights and your shading kind of where you want them to be. All right, so if you can see the difference between here where I put the black in and no black, see the difference in the blackness of it? So that's why you want, let me do her eyelashes too. This is why you want to, and I like to make extra eyelashes. This is why you want to go back over anything that you want to be very dark. Now, not everything you do, you're not going to want a harsh black line, right? But where you want a harsh black line or blackness, it does make a difference when you do it and versus not doing it. It just makes a difference. See the difference in those two eyes where they have the grayscale pupil versus going over it with marker? So, yeah, so I'm going to do the other one. And I'm going to also go with my white Posca for some extra highlights. There's one big highlight there, but I want some extra highlights. And I usually like a little bit of watery eye look. You can always add extra highlights, whatever you want to do. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in a little bit of more blue. I did put some blue in there. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little more. Is there a brand preference for the Pan Pastel? No, the brand, that is the brand. Pan Pastel, Kim, is the brand. I don't think anybody else makes Pan Pastels except Pan Pastel. I've never seen them and anybody else make them. That is the brand. Let me show you a brochure. See, yeah, that is the brand. Has a little, you can get the little color chart. It shows you all the tools, the different sponges, and I'm still after Bernadette to make us a palette. Make us a palette, like a 5-inch maybe palette out of that sponge material to blend and mix on. But anyway, so there's their tools. You can get them on Amazon or you can get them at the Pan Pastel site. And if you just put in Pan Pastel in YouTube, you'll find all kinds of videos. So there's just shows different blends. Some techniques in here. All their colors. And here's all the sets. Okay, let's see if I can find that. Let's see. I'm not sure what they're called in here on Amazon. Okay, here's a portrait set. But there's also one called Skin Set. Greens, drawing, seascape. Metallics, pearls. Here's the portraits right here. But there's one I think that's called Skin. But I'm not seeing it named that here. And then if you go into like Blick or something, this is what it looks like. You know, this is a big display here. Here's a smaller display. This one is with, oh, thank you, Anne. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, you're welcome, Cindy. You got your art card. You're welcome, Anne. Let me get a sip of coffee here. And send me your address. Email me your address if you'd like an art card. Sorry, guys. So sorry. Email me your address, Anne, and I'll send you an art card. Anybody that super chats me or PayPal tip jars me, if you'll send me your address. And Zeely, that girl, I told her to email me her address. She has not emailed. If y'all see Zeely, tell her Dee Dee wants your address. I want to send Zeely an art card too. And she hasn't sent me her address. So if you'll send me Anne, yeah, one of the girls, well, I'll put it in as well, but in case it's here, I can put it in. There you go. And Terry just put it in too. So if you'll email me your address, and tell me, if your name's different than Anne in real life, or, tell me who you are so I know who you are. Hey, Connie. So I've been sending out a lot of art cards, and there she is. There's Zeely. Zeely, I want to send you something, and I can't. But anyway, I did make a whole bunch of these art discs last weekend, and I'm going to make another batch. They take me a couple days to make, but I make about 30 at a time. So if I make about 30 more at a time, it'll hold me over for a while. But this is what I've been trying to send out, is these art discs. So they're spackle painted, glittered edges, and then little collages in the middle. So yeah, that's what I've been trying to send out lately. But anyway, so this is the pan pastel little brochure, and yeah, just so that somebody asked what's the brand, it's just pan pastel. Zeely. Well, I went to Cindy's. I said, well, I'm sure she sent me her email. I mean, her address. So I went, and the email is not there. It's like, okay, Zeely, come on, girl. Okay. So anyway, now I'm going to go back in here in the eyes, and I'm going to do a little bit. All right, I've got to go get some juice. Hang on, guys. I'm so sorry. Hang on. Okay, sorry, I also had to feed the cats. They were circling me like they're going to gnaw on my arm. So I'll try to let them in today sometime, so I don't have any wet paint. I'll try to let them in. So thank you, Anne. Okay. Oh, I feel so much better. I had a tickle in my throat. Okay, so I'm going to take the aquamarine and do some shading, like right under the eyelid there. I know. Thank you so much. And my mods are always telling them thank you too. Anytime anybody supports the channel. Then I'm going to take the light color. So essentially what I'm doing, let me get a little test paper. Gotta just take it off the board here. I was going to try to tear off a piece, but okay. So let me just show you here. I'll use my pit. Here. Actually, let's do a little test. Let's do a rabbit trail. Okay, so this one, let's start with the extra small. Let's do a test of them all. So here's the extra small. The next one is the small. Then the fine. Then the medium. Mermaid Pop Manga. Yeah, thanks, Terry, putting in a link. Then the brush. You can get thin and thick with the brush. Good for brush lettering. So you can get thick and thin. No pressure, heavier pressure. Now here's the three that I don't think I've ever even heard of. SB, SC, and 1.5. Let's do the 1.5. It's like a bullet tip. It's like a bullet tip. They actually have a comma. Why is it a comma instead of a dot? I don't know. So let's see, there's the thicker and I can get thin. So that's the 1.5. You got the ones I could blick. Are you talking about pan pastels, Lynn, or markers, or the pens? And then we have the SC and the SB. So let's test these out. Okay, the SC is a calligraphy nib. I'm looking at here. It has a calligraphy nib. So I'm thinking the C stands for calligraphy. Oh, no, it says, it has it on here. Soft chisel. Soft chisel. Although it's a calligraphy type nib, they're calling it a soft chisel. Is it an angle? It is a little angled. Oh, okay. It's like a brush pen. It's very flexible. When they say soft chisel, it's like very bendable. Okay, so it'll be good for filling in, like filling in a lot of areas. So this is SC. It's not a hard nib like a calligraphy marker. It is very flexible. And then this one is called Soft Brush, and it's tiny. It's like smaller than the B. Like, let me show you. Let's compare the B. Here's the B. The B versus, okay, here's the B. See how it's a little thicker, and the S, the SB is a little thinner and longer. Let's see. There we go. Can y'all see the difference there? So the B, and then here's the soft brush. This is SB. So we can get that thick. Then so there's the different widths you can get. Awesome. Okay. So that's the set of brush pens Kenny sent. Thank you, Kenny. Oh no, what was I doing? Oh, I was gonna draw an eyeball. Okay, let's just get the medium here. I forgot where I was going. I did a test. Okay, so let's, if you have an eyeball, right, and you have, an eyelid, and you have your eye, here's your pupil, and you got your eye there. I just want to show you how I shade the iris here. Okay, a little bit. There's like the eye. This would be your lash line there. Do the brush ones go through? No, look, none of it went through. And this is copy paper. Look, good question though. Good question, Connie. I mean, it goes just very, but it's not even going through. Can y'all see? You can see. And this is copy paper. So even on Create Space paper, you could use these. And I'm sure you could use all the colors too. You know, you could use the ones that come in color, the pit brush pens in colors. So just, yeah. Yeah, they are identical to the micron. The small ones, yeah, the tiny ones, these right here. Yeah. Are the microns are waterproof, right, Janet? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, the microns are waterproof. These are waterproof. I hate to say for 100%. I'll have to test. Because remember, what was it? Some pins that I got at Hobby Lobby, they were in the architect section and they said waterproof. And Cameron used them on his art project that day. He spent the day here, remember? He worked on that art project all day. And I said, and he goes, I need a waterproof pen or whatever. I gave him the waterproof pen to ink his drawing. So he inked his whole drawing. Then he goes in and puts, I think he was using Copics. I don't remember. And they smeared. They were not waterproof. That one cost me my light box. Okay, so let's see. What was I going to do? Did feel terrible. Yeah, the light box fixed it. I donated my light box because I said, well, you can fix it. Here, take my light box. You can have my light box and retrace it and restart all over. Okay. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. So this is the pupil. So what I like to do is I'll shade the top part of the pupil. And you can take more time and do more in depth, right? But I'm just kind of giving you a little quick, and then kind of soften it right there at the edge and then go in with the lighter color. This is just a very basic, just so you can kind of get an idea. Okay. And this is just with 2 colors. So kind of like that. Okay. You can even make that a little darker. Now, I wouldn't probably use black, but I'm going to use it just to get a little bit darker even. Right up next to the eye line. And then go back over it here to make it darker. Okay. And then also on the whites of the eye, I always try to shade. I like to use my blue slate. I think that's what it's called. Blue slate. So regardless of the color of the iris, the shadow, there's going to be a shadow under your, where the eyelid is. Just a little, even if you just put a little bit, it just makes the difference on the whites. And of course, in the eyeball, you're going to have a corner eye. You're going to have some shadows over here. You're going to probably have some eyelashes, blah, blah, blah. I'm just kind of showing you a little bit of the shade, coloring like that. Okay, just a little bit of shadow under the eyelid on the whites of the eye. And then I like to take my Posca and I like to make sure that the white got a nice big highlight there. Sometimes, and if you look at manga, Pacola said 2 ways. Oh, thank you, Pacola. If you look at, I did that too big. If you look at manga eye highlights, you'll find hundreds of different ways. You don't have to use manga eyes per se. Like this kind of has an example of like manga type eyes with tons of different highlights. You don't have to do that many, but there's tons of different examples. Like go on Pinterest and look it up. And then I usually like to highlight just a little, give it a little watery edge down there. It's just so it's not a black line. Now this is smearing, so the white paint is smearing so that does smear this. Let's test that out. Okay, so the white Posca is smearing the paint, the pit pen. Okay, that's a good test right there. Okay, so the pit pen, the Posca is smearing the pit pen. But anyway, so I like to have, let's make sure that's dry. Yeah, it's not dry yet. A little bit of extra watery eye on there. But anyway, just to give you a little example of what I'm doing here, that you probably can't see that detail as much as I could just show you like this. Okay, so that's let's do a water test. Okay, so that does the acrylic paint pen does move it does move the pit pen. Now let's do a water test. Let me get a water brush here. Where's my water brushes? I just had one out, and I don't know what else. Probably in this case. Let's go in here. Where's my water brushes? I've been using them, and so I just put them wherever is handy, and now I can't find one. Okay, let's see. Got one on the shelf here. I don't know which one this is. This is a big fat one, but it doesn't matter. It's got water in it. Okay, so let's see here. Yep, see, it's not waterproof. Janet, look at that. All right, let me get a Kleenex to clean up. I don't know why I thought the pit pens were waterproof. Here's the extra small. Okay, now look, that's not moving. That's not moving on there. The S, look, it is waterproof. Well, pretty, it's not, I don't want to call it 100%. And some of it could be the paper itself, you know. But look, the pens, those are this one. See, the thicker they are, the more the water moves it. Here's the brush. I'm sure it's going to depend on the paper. See? Look how little that moved, though. I know, right? Or you need to let the thicker pens dry longer. Could be, Galena. Could be. It just may take longer to dry. Let me hit. All right, I haven't put any water to the SC one, the chisel. Let's dry it with a heat gun. Let's make sure it's 100% dry. Talking everything over here. Okay. Nope. It's not, because it's not dry. It's not waterproof. Copics are waterproof, Star. Copics are waterproof. Yeah, those are different. Your Copic. Oh, you're talking about your Copic multi-liners. Yeah, I think those are waterproof. Copics are usually waterproof. I don't remember about the Copic multi-liners, though, because it's been a while since I used them. But yeah, just FYI. Debbie uses them as waterproof all the time. Well, I don't know what Debbie's doing. Crafty, we don't need you to put, you can't put in links. But we know if you're here, anybody can follow your little name over there to the dots and find you. Okay? We can find you with the dots if you're on YouTube. Yeah, you can't put in, only mods can put in links. Okay, so anyway, that's good to know. Yeah, the Copic multi-liners are waterproof. Yeah, I think all Copic stuff is waterproof because it's alcohol-based markers. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to use them for inking. Like Inktober, inking, you know, because I usually just do black and white in October. Hey, Travis. Anybody else? JL. Anybody else coming in? Hey, BDI Beth. Yeah, but I don't know. Like what somebody was saying, like Debbie Apps uses pit pens, but I don't have any color ones here to test. The color ones, maybe? Do you think the color ones might be different? Or is it just because I'm on copy paper? We'll have to get Debbie Epps to do a color test with the pit pens because I gave all mine to Cam, so I can't do a test. All right, so let's get back to our page here. I can test the colors when I stream today. You have the color ones, Janet? The pit color ones? Okay, Janet says she'll do it on today. She's going to fill in for Joycey today at 1, so she'll do a test. When they're wet, they move. Well, I hit them with the heat gun. I dried it with the heat gun. They were dry. So I don't know. All right, so now let's get in here. I think let's start with the butterflies. Let's do the butterflies and these little cloud things. And I'm going to just try to stick with these two colors and a white and a Posca. Okay, I'm going to just try to stick with that. There is move ink on the page. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the first three, because these are the ones I've used for years. The extra small, the small, and the fine. Those are the ones I've used for years. And look, I mean, I really had to wet that down just to get that. This is just a swipe here. So I don't know. Yeah. Janet will do some testing for us, right, Janet? Okay, so these little puffy clouds, I'm just going to start doing a little extra shading over the, now, again, the base is all pan pastel and it's all been fixatived. So I'm going to go in here with the aquamarine, put a little shading under their eyes and just a little bit here and there. Not too picky about it, just kind of just giving it a little depth on those little puffs, those little puffy clouds. Remember, it's pop manga. Oops, sorry guys, move down. Yeah, Janet, you know I will. And now I'm going to take the light aqua and just, soften it. I just love me some Prismas, soft and blend. Soft and blend. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. They're like Prisma. And I don't use the Prisma pens either. The fine liners. I think guess maybe it's just microns I'm used to. But I use a little everything. When I'm painting with ink, I use all kinds of ink bottles, bottled ink, all kinds here. I got the Black Star Matte Dr. Martens. I have the FW. I have the Black Star High Carb. I got my Sumi ink up there. I've shown you. I probably have at least, I'd say 10 different black inks that I use with brushes and in my, I just dip it out here. I know that's terrible, isn't it? I just let that dry in my soapstone. So just a little bit like that. I want to keep it kind of light. We used to sing that to Button. Natalie, I have the Grumbacher Final Fixative, and I have the Spectrum Pump Mist kind. The Pump Mist kind, the Spectra Fix, are both downstairs because I do all my spraying outside. So it's downstairs on my little buffet next to the going out the door. So they're downstairs where I can grab them when I go out the door because I don't spray them in my studio. I used to not like, I'm going to get the small, the very smallest. Is it the S? It's the XS. Here, I'm going to get the XS small. These don't go through, right? And I'm not going to add any wet medium to this. Although you might want to be aware of that if you're going to spray these, right? That's a good thing to think about. If you use any ink products, now I know watercolor, any water-based medium, but if you're going to use any ink, you better test these with your fixative sprays because this is all pan pastel. Everything's pan pastel. And then I fixatived it, right? With the Grumbacher Final Fixative. To me, it smells less than the workable fixative. The workable fixative is so smelly. The Grumbacher, the Krylon. Krylon's the smelliest to me. But the Grumbacher Final Fixative seems to have less smell that lingers. Okay, that lingers. They smell when you're spraying it. The Spectra Fix pump, it's like a pump hairspray, has no smell, but I still spray everything outside. The problem with my Spectra Fix pump one is I'm just not used to the pump thing. I seem to splatter. It takes more than one coat. It doesn't fixative it in one use. You have to let that dry, and I don't know how many coats. I haven't done enough tests with the Spectra Fix. I know a lot of people love the Spectra Fix, and maybe they just pump and mist at the same time, and they do a couple of coats. I don't know. When I've done the Spectra Fix with just one coat, it still comes back up. So I finally opened an IG to post my coloring. You can post your name. You can tell us your name, Shara, but you can't post links. So what's the name of your IG, Shara? Is it the same as here? Hi, Amy. Okay, Kate. Got to get the other kids ready for school. Yeah, just tell us your name. And okay, so it's your same name. Okay. All right, Shara, I'll have to go look for you. Follow me, and I'll follow you back. So here's the thing. All right, this has all been fixative, final fixative with the pan pastel. Now I'm going in here and I'm adding, some black little details around the eyes and all that. My thing is, though, if you try to do this before you spray fixative it, and I want a little bigger one for that. Let's get the medium. For those little crowns, I just want to go over those little crowns a little darker. If I tried to spray this now, would it smear? I don't know. So you have to test everything, guys. I'm serious. You got to test everything. You don't want to ruin hours of color book time or any kind of art for that matter. You don't want to waste it. Oh, okay, Shara. You don't want to waste a lot of hours of color book time. And see, I could color in this with pencil because it's big, but I just have my pen right here. And then have something smear or run, like what happened to Cameron on his art project for school. Do that Monday that he spent a full day doing, and I ruined it by telling him the wrong pen. So I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want you to use the wrong pen and get mad at me. I can't afford to give all of y'all a light box. Like I did him. Hi, Becky Kalora. Happy hump day. Yes. Happy hump day. Oh, okay. So you see how much blacker that is when you go over it? But then some areas, like in the hair and areas that you want to blend, you don't want it to necessarily be very black. Now, I think I do want their little bodies to be black. Let's go ahead and get the brush pen. I'm just going to use all these pens today, Kenny. I'm going to find the brush pen. See, I'm not going to spray this again. So I'm not doing any more pan pastel. So I've already fixatived it with the pan pastels, and I'm not going to. It was a big old light. It was that light box star was like 25 years old, and I'd never had to replace a bulb. That just shows you this. I don't know. I think now they want you to have to rebuy, but it was one of those big, thick ones. It was about this thick, 2 feet long. Probably 3 feet long, 3 foot by 2 foot long, big, thick light box. And I never had to replace that bulb. That thing was at least 25 years old and had been moved 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4, maybe 5 times. I'm talking about from Alaska to Alabama to Georgia, never, and it still worked fine. That light box. And now you can buy those the LED light flat, the size of an iPad, but big. I think Jean has one. Janet, did you get one of those flat light boxes? I just never use a light box. So I didn't even replace it. I think I have one in my Amazon cart. One of the ones, they're like $20 or something. You can get an LED flat, a light box, um, really inexpensive. Yeah, and my heat gun. I know, same thing. Heat gun's 20 something years old. The Marvy Uchida. Look at that baby. This baby's 20, at least 20, 22 years old. And it's still going strong. Bless its heart. Don't die on me. Um, uh, yeah, Terry has the same one. Paula has the same heat gun. I know. Keeps on ticking. Yep, Terry. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use the brush pen. Now the little antenna, I'll use the finer point. But for their little bodies, I think I'm just gonna get in here. And I could do this with pencil too, guys, with a black pencil. But I want to use my new pens. You can get the ones as big as a TV tray. Oh, the light boxes? Yeah. Yeah, it's a well-loved, Amanda. I know, Kim said I treasure my Marvy. So I'm just going to do their little bodies, just a couple little lines and dots. I'm not coloring it in solid, but I'm going to just kind of color their little bodies, kind of dotted and like a little bit of striping or whatever. Okay, like that. And then their antennae, I'll go back to, let's go to the S. Let's not do the extra. Let's just do the S. No, let's do the S. So I'm just going to go over their little, and I should probably do this after I color their bodies because now I got to color around. Got to color around this. But it's okay. I can go back over it again. Little curly Q antennae. Got something in my eye. See, now you said that is going to die. Nah, it's not going to button. I don't believe that kind of stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to take aquamarine, the darker, just like I did on the little cloud puffs. And there's all these little swirly bits kind of all in here. And I think I'm just going to kind of just go with the flow with the swirly bits. Maybe go a little bit off the edge there. I just want to, I don't want to lose my pan pastel coloring, right? I just want to add a little extra dark. Hi, Katrina. Hiya. Where's Sammy? Oh, we love Sammy's. Hiya. Like that. Get a little bit of dark in there, just some little swirly bits. And I have little dots in here. Put some little dots. I want to keep them very light. Like I want to keep them white. Maybe I'll just add a little bit of the lighter teal on the edges. But anyway, so I started with, if you're just joining us, I started this page by doing the pan pastel yesterday so that I could do some of the detail today. Because we don't usually have time, especially with the rabbit trails and the talking, the products and enabling and everything else we do. We don't have time to do from pan pastel to completed color pencil in one sitting. Hey, Mark. Sometimes I think chat needs a speed limit to keep up. Yeah, I know. Well, I could slow it down actually, but I don't. I have it on normal setting. You can do that though, I think, Mark, in your YouTube settings. But we don't like any kind of lag in the chat. After having spent 8 years on Ustream, we don't want any lag. Just saying, right, girls? We want it as close to time stamped as we possibly can. Okay, so now I got a little bit of the dark blue in there. Now I'm going to go back in with the aquamarine, light aqua, light aqua. And I'm just going to kind of just do a little bit of a blend. I don't need too much, but I just kind of want to get a little, some has some little dots at the ends. I just want to kind of, I want to keep it loose on these little butterfly wings. I'll put a little bit right in there. A little bit on the edge. I have these little dots throughout. So yeah, Janet, get all your pens out and do us a big pen test today. You and Eileen. I have done some pen testing before, but it's been so many years and I don't use them enough to remember which are which, and and then new ones come out and I get them confused. Well, which one was this one? And then we did our pencil, like here, look guys, here's all my pencils. And this, look at all the different kind of pencils and pens we got here. We've done pen tests over the years. It's just I don't remember them all. I don't keep them in the forefront of my memory. D.D. Chatwood is usually as fast. Yeah, it usually goes pretty fast here. Oh, and by the way, guys, it's after 10. We have 187 people here. Y'all ready for the giveaway? Are my mods ready for the giveaway? Let me get a mod check first because they got to herd cats. Okay, so we are going to give away. Now, this one's my copy because I've already started it. We're going to give away. I have a copy sitting over there on the giveaway pile. We're going to give away a copy of Mythographic Color and Discover Animals. Don't put any numbers in yet, people. Don't put anything in yet. Wait for it. Wait till you see me typing in go. Okay? When I type in go, then you put in a number and we'll do between 1 and 2. Oh, I think we did 150, right? Between 1 and 150, because it doesn't matter if it goes over because it's a first person. The first person, but we could do 200. Let's do between 1 and 200. We'll go for that. Let me get random.org here. When you see me type in, when I type in go, then you put in a number between 1 and I'll put in between 1 and 200. I'll show you. I'll put it up under the thing here in a minute. You'll put in between 1 and 200. Don't put any numbers yet, people. Oh my God. Okay, let's give everybody 5 minutes because now it goes. Oh my God. Okay, we'll give it 5 more minutes because you can't. Once one person puts in a number, everybody puts in a number. Don't put any numbers in yet, people, please. It's so hard to do this as it is. Oh my God. No, Hella, it's and Hella, I sent you out a art disc too. No, it's international as well. It's hurting cats, people. It is hurting cats. It is international as well, Hella. So that is fine. Okay, so what will happen is when I type in go, then put in one number. If you put in more than one number, you're going to be disqualified. One number only, between 1 and 200. The first person that puts in the number closest to whatever random.org puts up without going over, one number only. I know I have to keep saying it over and over. Yeah, and don't be talking during the numbers because the mods have to go find the person, right? So it's just like hurting cats, people. Make it easy on the mods and me. All right. Did everybody get the rules? Okay, so I have random.org here, and I'll make it big here when we go. See, I have between 1 and 200. I'm not going to generate till after everybody puts in a number, I'll generate. And the person closest without going over will get the color book. And let me just kind of show it again real quick. It's this one right here. I know we're really zoomed in. So Kenny gave us these. It's kind of like a hunt and seek. Oh, it's kind of good that we're zoomed in. So in the back, they have all the answers, right, to where the hidden things are. And it's little. Look, guys, it's little coloring. So you're going to need, color with fine line markers, or, your what do you call it? Uh, Super tips, or, something tiny, because this is tiny business here. Yes, Kathy, a crafty kitty. One number only. One number. If you put in more than one number, you're going to disqualify yourself. And you also have to be a subby. So subscribe real quick. If you're not a subby, you have to be a subby to win. Okay. So let me just finish flipping a little bit. So this one's my copy. Obviously, the copy I'll send you has nothing colored in it. Love that octopus. But there's all kinds of little hidden things all through. So, and there's like 55 things, 55 pictures. I just kind of did a quick flip. But I did do a more in-depth flip last week. So if you want to see it more in depth, look back on that. Okay? Now, can nobody put in any numbers yet? We'll have to start all over again. Tiffany. Oh my gosh. No numbers yet, people. Oh my gosh. Are we all going to settle down? I know, right? It's hurting cats. Hurting cats. I know, Loretta face palm. All right, it is painful. All right, we won't delay the pain anymore, Terry. Now, go. Everybody put in a number. Now. Oh my gosh, people. All right, and I'll give y'all about 2 minutes. Don't wait too long. Don't wait too long, because when I type in stop, no numbers count after that. So don't wait. Follow the rules, people. It's not that hard. Follow the rules. I Zeely, it's not shut up, but I see all those little cats, Zeely. Zeely put in a whole bunch of little cats. Y'all just put in your numbers for now. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to be, trying to decide what. I think I'll just go ahead and do a little bit of shading on the hat here. Just a little bit in the stars while everybody's putting in their numbers. I'm telling you, people, it's kind of funny. It's sad and funny at the same time. Between 1 and 200. Nobody else, don't be talking, guys. Just put in your numbers for a minute, because that makes it easier on the mods. I love giveaways for you guys, but we have to make it, you got to follow the rules, people. Follow the rules. Oh, gee. Okay. So I am liking the butterflies. They're kind of sketchy, and then they have a lot of light areas. I might even go back in with a little bit of Posca, the white Posca, and put a few little extra dots in there just to give it a little bit more oomph. Get your numbers in, guys, because I'm going to type in stop and that'll be it. Yeah, this gives it a little bit more oomph. It's tricky business doing giveaways on a live show. Just saying. Yeah, I like that. Look at that detail that I added, just those little bit of white dots right there. Yeah, it's not rocket science. I know, right, Julie? Okay, everybody. I think everybody's put in numbers. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go over here. Okay, no numbers count after mine. Y'all had your chance. Sorry, people. Okay, so now we have between 1 and 200. So we're going to generate. Ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. 14. The closest to 14 without going over. Everybody that's number came in after my stop does not count. Okay, 14. All righty, let's see. Let's get a pencil. Let me get my Sharpie here. So let's see who wins. My mods will go. Everybody can go back, but it's the first person that had 14. Hi, John. Anybody else popping in? Thank you, guys. Thanks for being here. I'd like to get at least 3 confirmations. 3 confirmations. Okay, somebody said it's Sue. Sue has 12. Okay, Sue Connor, I do not have your address. You need to email me your address like right now. Okay, I don't hunt anybody up. So congratulations, Sue. I'm going to go put this on the actual book you won, not my copy. Okay, Sue had 12. So Sue Connor, make sure you're a subby. You don't want to be disqualified. Yeah. Grab my email, Sue. Congratulations. And I have another book we're going to give away, if not next week, the first week in October. The one that Zeely sent us 2 copies of that I showed on, I think I showed it on Monday. So yeah, I'm waiting to see her acknowledge that she sees she won. Sue, has Sue talked? Let's make sure she sees. Okay, so now I'm going to go in here with the browns and the oranges and do some, I'll work on her face first. What, Donna? I don't know. Sometimes you people trip me out. You just plain trip me out. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm going to go in here. I think I'm going to start. And this one, I just have this in a pencil holder because it's not quite a nub yet. I know, right? It's not quite a nub yet, but it's burnt ochre or sienna, whichever. Did Sue see she won? Can somebody tell me if Sue saw she won? Yes. Julie said 3 jumped the gun and 4 missed the boat. Okay, I want Sue, you better acknowledge. You want to acknowledge so you can get, okay, I think I'm going to go with the dark brown first around her eyes. Yeah, you can get these pencil extenders at Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Derwent has a set that are metal. This is just I have a wood one. This one's like kind of like a plastic. Well, it might be wood and metal. General makes them. Derwent makes nice full metal pencil jackets. Full metal pencil jackets. Anyway, pencil extenders, and they just cut. Look, that Marco Polo. Yeah. Well, if she doesn't send me her address, then we'll give the book away to somebody else. But okay. So I'm going to just shade around the eyes, and I'm going to put a little bit in her eyebrows there. I usually like to make their eyebrows a little extra. Like a little extra, like either hairier or thicker, but I'm just going to leave those kind of like that. Yeah, this is not a Derwent one, I don't think. This is just, I don't know, an off-brand. General makes, okay, wait a minute, I got a unstable connection thing here. I don't know why. I've never had it. Are we still here, guys? I'm getting your connection is unstable, but my bars are fine. Sue got us? Okay. Okay, yeah. Sue, email me your address. You won the color book. Okay. Okay. It's good. Okay. I've never had a low, your connection is unstable message before on YouTube. It was a YouTube message, but my bars and everything are good. So I don't know. I didn't know what happened, but we're here. Okay. So we got a hold of Sue. Um, Jackie, if you are on 1080, if you're on 1080, turn it down to 720. Turn your y'all don't know, there's a little wheel bar under your video, the little wheel setting bar. You can turn it up and down the quality. I'm broadcasting in 1080, but if it's your what do you call it? If your connection is not that good, turn it. If you're buffering, turn it down to 720. Yeah, turn it down to 720. I know, faithful, but we roll through it. We've been rolling through it for 8 years. So okay. I've only been uploading to YouTube though for 4 years. So we only have 4 years worth of videos on YouTube. But we've been streaming. I say we because I'm not the only one that's been streaming for years and years. Okay, well my audio should be good. My audio should be very, very, very good. Okay, maybe it was just a jump. Could be just be a jump. Okay, so now I want to get these lines. I'm going to feather them out just a little bit more. Remember, she's turning into an octopus in my world. Okay, let's do a little more shading right along her hairline here. We soldier on. Trust me, YouTube is so much more stable than we ever had on Ustream. Trust me, if you weren't ever around. I don't know, Zeely. Maybe that's why I got that message. Audio issues are coming and going. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, guys. You all are all plugged in just fine. I'll just not talk. How about that? I'll just color. Then we won't have any audio issues. A little bit right there. Embrace the buffer. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to keep doing a little shading here. I'm trying to find the darkest spots and some of the lines coming into her face. Just color and be happy. There you go, Janet. Exactly. So remember, the base is all pastel. It did get a little dark. You don't want it to get too dark. We're very zoomed in, guys. We're very zoomed in. Silent stream like the old late night journal. I know, right, Julie? Oh, good times. So I'm just kind of finding some of the darkest darks. Like here's a little ear here. Let's put a little shadow right there. Don't Stop Talking is part of the show. Oh, well, as long as people are hearing me okay, trust me, I have no trouble talking. No trouble talking. I always made good grades in school. I always got, back then it was S, I, and U. Satisfactory, I think, what was it, incomplete? I thought what the I stood for, and U, unsatisfactory. I always made great grades in academics, but I always got U's. I always got U's in talking. Hey, Andrea. Yeah, this is the book we're working out of. We're working out of the Pop Manga Mermaids by Camilla Del Recco. Del Recco. Uh, you too, Shara. Thanks, Terry. Okay, so let's just keep rolling here. I want to get down here on some of the octopus parts here. Well, let's do this part under her face. So, like I said, in the last one here we did in purples. Did this one all in purples. So I wanted to do her in oranges and ochres. So I'm not covering up all the pan pastel. I'm just accenting it, right? Like around the little suckers here, you know, inside the little dots. Remember last week we did some octopus sketching just on some big papers, just some like sketching. My son asked me if it was a store on the picture of your desk. No, it is not a store. I would call it 50 years of arting. Well, not quite. I've been in this studio for going on 20 years. So I'll say it's 20 years. 20 years of arting in this studio. But tell him thanks for noticing. Thanks, Katrina. We're working it. We're working it. So, like I said, I wanted all the base done with the pan pastels, and now you can go in here and add extra whatever, right? And now let's go in with a little bit of orange on top of some of that brown. Let's just kind of feather it out a little. It's going to be darker down in here because this is up under her hair, right? But if you need any, let's see, I'll leave that one darker right there. If you need to get anything lighter again, now I can't erase back to white because I've fixatived it, right? But you can always go in here with some, you know, just go in here and you can lighten anything up. And if it's too light, I tell you all this all the time, if you go in here with some Posca to lighten anything up, if it's too light, then just go back over it once it's dry. You got to wait till that Posca is dry. Once it's dry, then you can go back over it with anything, any of your mediums. Bye, Rebecca. So I'm going to let that dry for a minute, and I'll show you how if I go back over it, I'm trying to make sure I find all the little bits there. Once it's dry, I can go over it with, the yellow ochre and knock it back or whatever. All right, so let's go back in here. I'm going to get under her hair over here. Let's get some shading. See these tiny details, it's hard to get in there with pan pastel this tiny, right? I mean, I guess it could be done, but why do it with the pan pastel if you can do it with the pencil? What I love about the pan pastel, see how that soft blend from all this? I love the pan pastel for big blends. No, that's true, Sabrina. Sabrina says it doesn't take many years to make a studio look like a store. That is a fact. Especially when you hang out with a bunch of enablers like we all are, right? It does not take long. So true, Sabrina. Okay, so let's see. Let's do a little down in here. I'm really just kind of trying to get the black line art to kind of look a little brown, knock it back, the black back. Oh, good, Galena. Yeah, you could probably, Janet probably helped you do that, didn't she? Janet's been doing some shading and some cool videos for how to start blending and shading. Okay, I think I'm going to go in here back with the burnt ochre. I don't want to get it too dark in all these areas. Get around all those little suckers in there. And again, I can go in there with the Posca and lighten it up and then go back and shade it back if I need to. Oh, good. You bought a bad Posca, Andrea? Well, send it back or take it back. I don't think I've ever, maybe one, but I can't even say it was bad. It might have just been a little leaky, but I don't think I've ever had a bad Posca. Actually. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go and lighten all these up. And then I'll go back over them with the yellow ochre to knock back, to make it not so white, but still be lighter than it is now. You just got to play with your supplies. Don't be afraid. Remember my saying, you are the boss of your color book. Don't be afraid of it. And keep a name. Get all those little details there. Okay. Did I get them all? Let's see. And don't ever be afraid to add more of anything you want to. I think sometimes you just got to go way back to the beginning if you feel stuck. Yeah, nothing wrong with going back to the basics, that's for sure. It's bright. The sun just came beating through here. Okay, so I'm going to go in here with a little bit more orange. If you get too bright, y'all let me know. I think I'm going to go in here with a little bit more sienna on this star here. Or here. Because I can block out the sun with my big black board if it gets too bright. Does the fixative change the texture? No, it doesn't. Now, let me say this. Let me qualify that by saying it might change the texture if you're using pastel papers, but all these smooth color book pages that I use, the fixative doesn't change it. I never really noticed that fixative changed the texture. Now, if you use I don't know, I can't even name brands, but you can make spots. The fixative can leave spots if you're not careful. If you get a big blob of fixative, that's why I have to get used to the Spectra Fix, because it's a pump spray. Like you missed it. I don't know that it leaves any spots on the color book pages, but I can't speak for every paper, everything. So I always just say test things, guys. Because I'll be the first one. They'll say, no, it doesn't do that. And then somebody goes, oh, yes, it did. I ruined my piece. So don't be emailing me, just do your own testing. Do your own testing, people. I'm saying, do your own testing. I'm just showing you, I'm demoing what I'm doing, but I don't speak for every paper, every color book, every supply, every material, every product. I can't. There's no way. Oh, okay. Well, then you must have just got an old one, Andrea. I would take it back. You must have just got an old something. maybe one that had been opened or something. You know, always make sure they're sealed, guys. If you buy Poscas, like especially if you buy them in, you know, a store or something, make sure they're sealed. They always come to me sealed, like plastic, you know, shrink wrapped or whatever that is. You know, they're plastic wrapped. I usually get them from Jet Pens, and a lot of the girls have sent me, you know, sent me them from Amazon. I've never had one not work that I can recall. Okay, so I'm just putting some orange hair waves in here. I'm going to put some extra little fine wispies in here too. Okay. Don't email me. Morning duty and everyone. Hey, Eileen. Is today? Oh, I have a friend that I always message on Talk Like a Pirate Day. For some reason, I thought it was in October. I don't know. Let me write that down. Even if I don't talk to him for years, I'll message him and go, arg. So I have to do that. I have to message and arg him. Is it okay, guys? The light, it's pretty bright. You know, is it too flashed out? Let me hold it up so you can see the color better. Well, I'll show it to you when we get done. I'm tired of messing with it. All right, so let me just get some orange in here. I'm going to go over all the white again in a minute. Okay, this needs a little darker back in here. Talk like a pirate day. Okay, let me sharpen this one. A bunch of sharpeners in here today. I usually only keep one. I think the little monkey, where's what it's going to be? Aw. Aw. How old is she now, Galena? So I'm just going to keep shading around some of these little suckers here. And I think I'll go and put the little centers in them. And you know, I go pretty fast when I'm trying to get a lot done on a show. Y'all don't ever rush your color book. Take your time, enjoy the process. When I'm just coloring by myself, I will just color a little bit. I'll leave it on the desk, go do a load of laundry, come back, and you know, very chill. But when you're doing it for the show, you got to kind of try to squeeze in a lot. Just turned 7 months. Aw, good age. So don't rush it when you're doing yours. So I want to maybe a few more little lines here. I put all those lines in, all this myself. That wasn't there. Put all these little lines and these extra lines in the octopus just to make it more dramatic. Okay, I'm going to go back to the sienna color here. It's a little bright. I don't want to get it too dark. See, I have a tendency to have it more dark than light, but the sun's really coming through today. Knock back a little bit there. There we go. Just don't want it glared. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so again, I'm going to do a few more strands of hair. And I'm just trying to do them in all different colors. The orange, the sienna, some brown. Because I kind of want it all to look like you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday hump day. Just kind of going back and forth here and there. Let's do a little darker on the edge of the star. Looks like they spray painted a stencil on star on her head. I'm trying to get as much of this done as I can. I'm going to wisp some white hairs in there. All right, so I'm going to go now with the yellow ochre, and where I put all the white Posca should be dry by now. I'm just going to lightly go over it just to knock it back a little so it's not pure white, but it's still brighter than it was. Of course, you can always use different colors of Posca too. Posca acrylic paint pens are awesome for going over anything. And they come in a lot of colors. I just happen to use white the most, but they come in tons of colors. Well, not sponsored, just love me some Poscas. And they come in multi-tips too. Fine, bold. I forget what they're labeled as, but so just knocked it back just a little, but it's still bright. And the crowd goes wild. Perfectly knocked back. You got your first set of Poscas. Lisa, Poscas coming? All right, so now I'm going to just put a little bit more blend with the yellow ochre here and there. You just got to kind of take your time with the hair. I'm kind of going kind of fast just to get as much done as I can. Okay, need a little more orange down and around here, here. And you can do more with Posca too. I mean, pan pastels. Before I did all the pencil, I could have put more detail with the pan pastel, more blend with the pan pastel. But I like doing pencil and pastel. When I try to color over, a Posca gets scraped off. Pencil. What kind of pencil? You mean, because this isn't scraping off? I don't know. I'm just putting a light coat over it, though. I'm not digging down. So maybe the pressure you're putting on it is making it scrape off. I don't know. I did have it scrape off on one thing, but I think it was something like plasticky. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a while back. There was something that it kind of rubbed off, but it wasn't a color book. I don't know. So I'm going to fill in a few extra dark brown areas here and there. I'm just going over it lightly with pencil. I guess it might depend on the paper. You can always do a wash over it with like a watercolor. But again, guys, remember, if you're going to spray it or add anything to it, you got to be aware of what you're putting on over it. You can't be wetting down things that have been watercolored, or you just gotta, mixed media is a little tricky sometimes because when you mix it, it's different products are going to react different, and depending on the paper. The color book papers will respond different to different things. Your, watercolor paper versus cardstock versus Bristol versus, you know, all of it makes a difference in the supplies. That's why you should always, especially if you're going to do a color book page. If I'm sitting here coloring with Holbees or Loomies or something, and it works on one kind of paper, I'll give you a perfect example with Serene. When I did the Serene last week, what was it we were using? That the watercolor brushes. The watercolor brushes did not work well with Serene. So the paper is going to make a difference. Sorry, Hup's just coming in. That's the garage. My studio is right above the garage. So, okay, so let's see here. Let's see if we can give it a little bit more. I think I want a little bit more lines, and because her hair and the lines in the skin of the octopus. Yeah, try a wash. Okay, so there we go, guys. I don't want to go too far with it. See, I can still see where I could add more shading. You can take your time and get lots more individual hairs, but I want to show you how I'm going to, let me go ahead and take my ochre, do a little bit more blend here and there. And then I want to do the individual wispy hairs for you before we go. And don't forget, Janet's streaming. I don't know if she'll stream right after me or if she's not going to stream till 1. You'll have to ask her if she's still here, because she's going to stream at Joyce's time, which is usually 1. And but I'm not staying till 1, so probably stay till 11. But I wanted to show y'all some mix of pan pastel and then some pencil on top. The color will be more true when I back out. How's the sound, by the way? Is the sound any different or better, or is it still messed up? Y'all tell me. Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. Remember, guys, if you're talking to me, put it in caps. Okay. Get some of the little insides. Sound is okay now? Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, I don't know, there was a little bit of a glitch in the connection because I got a note. My computer says my connection is fine, but something jumped on Ustream, I think. Okay, so now let me put a little bit more orange down in here. All right, so there we go. All right, now what I want to do is, I like all these little lines all kind of swirling in there. I'm going to take my Posca. I think I'm going to back out 1 here. Maybe 2. Back out just a little. So you can see the color just a little better. Okay, so I want to do some flyaway hairs. And again, I'm going to do them with the white Posca, but they don't have to stay white. I'll go over them with pencil. If it scratches off or you try to do it with like a watercolor, you know, or your maybe a neo color, maybe I'll try that just to show you. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to do flyaway hairs. Okay. Put a few down in her face. Maybe a couple coming across her eye. And don't, you know, it's easy to go overboard, trust me, because I get excited about doing the flyaways. But crossing over whatever the line art is, going against the little grading is what makes it look cool. Make some thicker and some thinner. And I might just put a few little weird strands, like right over the top of the octopus legs. Like some of the hair is just kind of flying into that area too. And you can put as much or as little as you want. Yeah, I think it's a YouTube thing because I know it's not my mic. So I got a signal. If you weren't here a minute ago, Eileen, I got a signal saying your connection, it didn't say lost, was weak. And I got that notification across the top of the video. I've never had that before. So I'm thinking that there's something going on with YouTube. So, yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to roll with this. Maybe a couple little. So you can do all the little extra strands of hair. And again, once that's dry, you got to make sure it's 100% dry. Okay, got to make sure. What's a shame, Eileen? I'm sorry. I missed something. What's a shame? Oh, I'm not worried about it. Good grief. Oh, we have such better connections and better video. We have HD. Trust me, I am not complaining about YouTube. Not at all. Okay, so there we go. All right, so let me hit it with the heat gun, and then I'll do maybe just a little bit with what do you call it, a neo color, just to show you doing some water-based something over it. All right, but I've got to make sure it's dry. Got to dry it. Thank you, Amanda. All right, so let me get my Neo colors out and get like a light. I don't want really yellow. I don't know if I want cream. That won't probably be a difference that you could see. Let's go with the lightest orange. Let's go with the light orange. Now, I don't know where my small water brush is. I was using it earlier and I put it somewhere and I can't find it. So I got this big fat Mama Jamba here. Let's just make sure. Let me get a Kleenex to clean it off. Make sure that there's no ink or anything in it because what we're doing earlier. Okay, so it's still water. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit off the tip. Okay. Now remember, let me show you here. I don't know if it'll show up, but if you go like this and try to pick it up off the tip, you're going to splatter. So be careful when you remove your pigment off your Neo colors with your water brush. Don't do this because you're going to splatter it, or do it off to the side so it doesn't. And she was here earlier, Connie. Why? And I'm just going to go over. Let's see if that might be too dark. Yeah, that's going to be too dark. I'm going to have to go a little lighter. Let's go to the yellow. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my golden yellow. It's a little bit lighter. Okay. Oh, well, I don't know, Connie. I don't know why you put that in caps for me then. No, Connie, I can't answer her lizard question. Okay, so I'm going to just pull some off. And I'm going to go, let's try that color. Yeah, that's better. So I'm just going to go over the top of the white. Wherever I put white strands of hair. And I'm just going to go like right over the top of them, and it just knocks it back. It doesn't make the white go away. It just makes it yellow rather than bright white. And it does take a minute, but you know, it's worth it in the end. Use a smaller brush if you got one. Mine's a little fat for what I'm trying to do, but I don't know where my other one is at the moment. And I'm just going to kind of go over, and you don't have to, you can leave a few little white, that are white, a little extra light, but I don't want them all, I want it knocked back. So what's everybody else going to be doing today? I'm going to go to Janet's and see if she's going to test some pins for us. I'm going to have to go eat and see what Hubster's plans are today before I do anything. So I'll have to probably watch most of her pin as a recording. The yellow, it's a Neo color. Yeah, it's Neo color 2. Now again, Neo color 2 has the Roman numeral 2 are the water soluble. They're by Caran d'Ache. Neo color 2 water soluble crayon. The Neo color 1s are just wax crayons. You want to get the ones that are water based, you got to get the 2s. Don't get a 1. They will not be water soluble. Okay? They won't move with water. You gotta have this, Neo color 2. Okay, so I think I got most of those. I'm just kind of hitting over the white pasta. Again, you take your time, do a nice, neat job with it. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I can still fiddle with it, but and still, I'm looking at camera, it still looks kind of white, but when I look at it in person, it's not pure white. It's been knocked back to yellow. And again, I just did that as a little demo to show you that you can use a water, you can use watercolor. Use your watercolor, your water brush, whatever. But just remember now, that's water on there. So if you go to do anything outside, don't forget that will move. Okay, Terry. Oh wait, Terry. I'm getting ready to leave too, so let me do my hi and bye, Terry. I just like to do it. There's no reason. I just like to use the soundboard for Terry. There's your send off, Terry. Have a great day. All right, so now I think I'm going to back out. Let's back out. Do a little recap. Just a little turn it. There we go. That's better. That's pretty good. So there we go. A little bit tilted there so you can see the actual color. I'll post a picture of it, guys. I know it gets light when I tilt it or the sun's on it. It's a little flashed out, but I don't want it to get too dark either. So yeah, I like it. I like her. You know, again, I think you can see that the white Posca has been knocked back to a yellow. And, you know, I'm just liking that kind of look with like I did on this one here. This one's in purples. Purple and a little bit of yellow and lime green in the suckers. And this was actually my very first pan test. This was my first pan pastel test. Was this one. And we've done a few things in Colorbook since. But yeah. Yeah, I put little crowns on their little hats. I know they are cute, aren't they, Joycey? The little crowns on the little clouds. They're cute. So anyway, guys, yeah, I wanted this all to blend. I wanted it all to look like one thing. So I stayed with those same colors. The colors in the octopus, the hair, the face. I wanted it all one color. I did that on purpose. Can I stand these? Yeah, I know. There's been audio issues. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. Hopefully next time will be good. So hopefully y'all enjoyed seeing that. And thanks everybody for being here. Congratulations to congratulations to Sue Connor for winning this color book. And I want to do next week. If I don't do it next week, we'll do the first week and the first Wednesday. The first Wednesday in October, which is the first Wednesday of the month is when I like to do a book giveaway. And so we're going to give away this book, the Art Journaling Volume 1. I did a little flip of it on Monday. So you can, you know, it's like an art journaling color book combo thing. And so we're going to give this one away. And the other thing that I did was on Monday, we did a little pan pastel, just a little pan pastel test. This is just on cardstock from a postcard that May sent me. And so, okay, guys, well,